Alright, what's up, Dragon Brood? Today, well, there's more Gruul stuff. I don't know, we can apparently play Gruul like 15 different ways in Standard right now, so that's what we're doing. And this one came across, and it's somewhere on the internet. I don't remember what tournament it was. I think it was on one of the Magic Online things. But this is Gruul artifacts, aggro artifacts, but also has some +1/+1 counter action going with it. So it's covered in a couple different bases. Should be fast, should be easy to play. And not a ton of new cards in this list. So if you have a version of this built from last season, you only have to make a couple of changes, which is super sweet. But going down the list, we have Teething Wormlet, because we're going to play a bunch of artifacts. Ginger Brute, which I think might be the weakest card in the deck. However, if you get a couple of counters on it, it's going to be hard to block late in the game. We do also have some Iron Apprentice that can move a counter around whenever it dies. Inti, which gets to put counters on things, which is great. We also have Ozolith, because if you're putting counters, you might as well double the counters, which is great. Same thing with Beast Caller here. This lets get some counters, lets you move counters around, which is really good. There's some Agatha Soul Cauldron, so you can move stuff from graveyards and put counters on things. Also Sir Ginger, because if you do have artifacts going away, well, then you get to grow this, and you have a way to gain a little bit extra life. And then if your opponent happens to have a Planeswalker, it also has Trample, Hexproof, and Haste, which is good. Well, Thrillseeker put some counters, but also let you fling some stuff for final damage, which is always good, especially if you can fling something that's like 5 or 6 power or bigger. Then you have Sentinel of the Nameless City, which gets you an artifact every turn, which helps a bunch of your other stuff and gives you one you can sacrifice. And Goldvein Hydra, because this card's showing up in all kinds of green decks because the card turned out to be actually good. Who knew? That said, at the end of the video, if you want to check it out, I'll have a link. You just got to look for the blue arrows down in the description. It'll take you over to my sponsor, Moxfield, and you can check this deck out with a bunch of other things or a bunch of other Gruul lists if you're just into those colors. Now, though, let's go see if this deck that was built for best of 3 can hold its own in best of 1. Okay, we get to go first? Sure. I feel like this deck doesn't mulligan a lot because, like, you almost don't even care. Like, if you have a Hydra, you're just like, okay, I'll just do it for 1. Oh, we're doing similar things here, but they're doing it in blue-green, whereas we're in green-red. Alright. Just gonna 1/1 Hydra it up. You know what's funny? Goldvein Hydra can actually block Ginger Brute because it has haste. That's cute. Not an interaction I actually thought about would ever matter. But it might. Oh, opponent's gonna pay. You forgot that Goldvein Hydra has haste. So funny, literally just commented about it, and then it was relevant. Alright, pass the turn. Now I gotta figure out where I want to put all these counters. Because that's the next real order of business. Alright, so Larson's. Well, I know where I'm going to be putting my counters now. Sure. Pass the turn. Not going to crack that. I could have to play like a Soul Cauldron, which isn't terrible, but if I decide to just fling the Thrillseeker at the Larcenist, then I'll just be able to attack for 3 next turn. If we get to kill the Larcenist. We may not. There are several ways that could be prevented. Alright, the opponent's just accepting that the Larcenist is likely dead here, I think, is what that is. Okay. Interesting. Let's go ahead and target. Well, doesn't even matter if I target it now. I mean, I could play. Well, there's actually a couple ways we could do this. We could play this, grow this, makes it a bad block for them, and then still kill that and get our 3/4 back. Like, that's one option. We could also just play this, make this a 5/5, but that doesn't feel like as good of a trade. So I think I'm going to do this. Alright, get rid of that. And then I can decide if I want to kill the 2/3 or the 5/4. Or just wait and fling it at the opponent. That's the other option. You know what? I think I'm just going to play this. And then I just have the option to fling for a lot of damage next turn. I'm assuming they're going to continue to try to be aggressive here. I mean, they have a loaded hand, though. They could put down a couple of blockers. I mean, a lot of things could still happen. Yep, no blocks. We're just going to take 7. I mean, obviously, they're going to do something here. Either bounce something or put some blockers in the way. They're not just going to let us run roughshod with Thrill Seekers, because that seems crazy. But if they let us hit for 7, I mean, there's no way they're going to let us. They've got something here. Really? Maybe they're playing chicken, seeing if I use my cards first? This seems weird. These only cost 1 to fling. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this first. So I'm going to try to play a Thrill Seeker. Just so I can get them to commit some cards first. Oh, they don't even have anything? Oh, well, hell. Because the idea was if then I target a thing they try to target, then I would use this to put a counter and then fling for the difference. But if they don't have anything... Alright, I guess. Alright, that went well in a weird way. Huh. Okay, then. Alright, let's keep it. See what we can do, I suppose. Yeah, we'll go with the Iron Apprentice. Why not? Alright, well, I guess we need to find Soul Cauldrons. Because you already know what deck this is. Oh, no, wait, what? I haven't seen them when they're playing Benevolent Geist or whatever. This guy, Malevolent Hermit. Alright, so maybe this is a little different than I thought it was. That'll teach me. Usually they're just filling up the graveyard for graveyard shenanigans to reanimate stuff, which is why we need to find the Cauldron. Huh. What do I want to get rid of here? Probably this, which sounds crazy, but alright. I mean, I'm just trying to keep damage up. I don't know what their deck's doing, honestly. It's not doing what we thought it was going to do, I'll tell you that. Because they're definitely playing some cards. Well, no, like, most of this is what you expect to see. But there's definitely some different things going on here. Confounding Riddle looks at 4, puts 1 in your hand. Alright. Sure. Oops, what am I doing? For 2, right? Yeah, alright. Yeah, because we're not going to cast that. Lose another Hydra. Oh, well. Alright, opponent's at 11. If they sweep the board, we get 1 big Hydra to attack with. Well, they didn't even sweep it. They just have a temporary lockdown. Okay, then. That was one card I knew could be a problem for this deck. And we already lost one of our other Hydras and a Ginger Brute, unfortunately. So, that is a little tough. I mean, we did get 2 Foundries, though. So, if we... Okay, so they are doing the Rakdos Reanimator thing. Okay, I'm a little confused then. I mean, we're going to attack for 5. Play this knucklehead. Hope that's enough. Actually, wait. This is kind of weird, because... Oh, no, that's the other bat. Never mind. I was thinking of the bat that turns off stuff. Like, not the same at all. Alright, play this. To try to grow our Teething Wormlet. That becomes a 3/3. And then we can activate a land. And then we try to attack with all of it. Something's going to get bounced. Nope, they're going to gain a couple of points of life. Seems fair. Still gonna attack, put them to 1. So if they have some type of sweeper, but I'm assuming they're missing a part because there's an Abuelos they discarded. I don't know what they'd be reanimating yet. Okay, they don't look like they would know or have the cards they need to reanimate right now. I mean, they're at 3. I need to draw an untapped land to be able to deal 3. Alright. I mean, that blocks. If we get an untapped land, we're still good here. If not, we're dead skis. Nope. Okay. Interesting. Like, if we put counters on the Hydra, that's just a 5. So they'd be able to block and block. This is only 2. Yeah, I definitely still need another land to deal the extra. But, I mean, I guess we'll take it. My game was weird. This... Okay, they just had flipped on that last one. Their hulking metamorph. Okay. Yeah, just a weird build of that. I haven't seen this version of it. But, cool. Interesting. Alright, we'll keep it. We got to draw some red mana, obviously. And if something happens to our Wormlet early, this is very sad, so... Fortunately, we found the red mana on the first card, so that'll make life a little bit easier. Now it's what all are we wasting? Well, we don't even get to do that now. That is sad. Okay, so let's just go ahead and play... Ooh, actually, you know what? No, that wouldn't do it. Okay, just going to play this then. I was thinking I might try to play Inti, but I'd still get first strike by Thalia. Next turn, we can attempt it if we want to. Or we can just play Ozolith and, you know, that's its own thing. I was hoping they didn't have that. Gosh dang it. Alright. I mean, if they attack, we double block Thalia, but that's not great. Yeah, opponent, you can. It's safe. Like, trust me. That doesn't make a lot of sense for us to do here. Okay. Now this is kind of the... I won't call it a turning point, but something we have to decide. We play Sentinel. Sentinel turns Wormlet into a 3/3. We still have Genderbrute to block with. We have a 3/4 Sentinel. They could have something like a Brutal Cathar, which leaves us with a 3/3 and a 1/1. That's probably still fine, though. Especially since we gain a point of life there. And we can get to a point that Wormlet could just be Death Touch as well. Something that gets a little bit forgotten every once in a while. Oh, is this Ossification? Oh, no. It's a Copper Coat. Alright. I don't think I'm not willing to double block an Adeline opponent, because I am. I ain't scared. Not that they don't just have another one, but, you know. Do what we gotta do. Alright. Okay. Maybe this is a little something. We get 2 artifacts, we get 2 life. Or I could just... Nah, I'm not attacking here yet. We know that. Wow, Rena's wildin'. Like, fortunately I have this Iron Apprentice, but it was like, you only need colorless mana. Why even pretend? No attacks. Alright. So then we have Death Touch and Wormlets. And we might be able to play both of these next turn, potentially. Oh, this is going to be annoying, because now every time something dies, they're going to get another token. Alright, so let's do this. And then let's do this. And... no attacks. We both have a dumb amount of life, too. Yep, your dudes are big. At some point, it's just going to be who's going to blink and is willing to give up a creature or two, is what this is. Like, but I guess as long as I keep growing them and they keep growing them, like, Just whatever. See about this first. Don't need that. Another teething wormlets. Huh. I don't know what if I want a wormlet or not. Actually, I probably don't. That's a tough call, though. And I think what I'm going to do here is play this, put the counters on the Iron Apprentice. And then attack with an Iron Apprentice, maybe? Only have 3 soldiers. Alright, I'm into it. I mean, they're 32. They don't have to block here. Oh, interesting. Okay. I didn't think they were going to block at all. Oh, you have Myrel. That's gross. It's for a number of soldiers you control? Alright, so they'll get an extra 3 counters. Well, we're going to have to try our best to kill Myrel or something along the way, or that's going to suck. Should have waited on that Thrill Seeker. Could have made it a 5/5. Actually, I can still make Thrill Seeker a 5/5. I can put counters on it now. Play into attack. Then it'll get 2 more counters. Oh, but I wouldn't be able to target him. That'd be out of mana. So that plan doesn't work. Alright, we'll just play this. Get some life. I'm going to wait on NT. Am I going to attack with the 7/7 here? Like, they'd have to give us some combination of 2 creatures. Right? It's either 2 creatures. Yeah, 2 creatures, or it's Myrel and something. That's fine, I guess. Nah, I'll just leave it on defense. We're not getting anything out of that. Alright, another Lunark veteran. You got it. Yep, Phantom. You got it. They're going to make Myrel bigger. Oh no, they're making the Phantom larger. I guess because it flies. That's fair. Why did I not activate this? I knew it had to be as a sorcery. I just missed a complete opportunity. That was terrible. Alright. Yeah, I messed up. I needed to use that as a sorcery last turn, so I'd have been able to kill something like Myrel this turn. Oh boy. Am I supposed to just play Thrill Seeker here anyway? I think I am. Put counters on itself. I have a plan. Assuming we're not dead somehow, then next turn is kill Vanguard, kill Myrel. And then we'll figure out what to do after that. Yeah, I can only take a couple of turns of that, but that's just going to have to be its own problem. Okay. Kill this. Yep, you get stuff. Now the question is, am I just trying to get in with Ginger Brute here? I think so. Since they don't have anything that can block it. It's not much, but it's something. Alright. Out of line. Nuisance, but not terrible. Yep. More life. And we block. All right. That doesn't particularly do anything for us. All right, I can spin 3, 4. That's the best we can do. Dang it. All right, let's make this unblockable. Just to keep the pressure up here, because that's the only way we're eventually going to get through all this. Go ahead and put counters on Thrill Seeker. Play Beast Caller in the turn. Oh, they finally get a Brutal Cathar here? Ossification. Sure. Alright. GG's. Yep. Sure. This seems playable enough. This is just kind of, why not? Please, no cut down. They have a cut down. Oh, they don't. Okay. Not that that means Wormlet's still going to live, but, you know. Hopes and dreams, man. Hopes and dreams. Why are you just playing with our emotions here, opponent, letting this Wormlet sit here? I was going to say, like, if you had the cut down, like, what was that all about? I mean, I appreciate it. We got 2 life we didn't deserve to have, but just weird. All right, you got it. Bam. All right, no attacks. And they're playing Railway Bro. Oh my gosh, this is the craziest +1/+1 counters pile I may have seen ever. Man, for all I know, there's probably going to be a 8-power Shieldred next turn. What the hell? Part of me wants to double block this. I mean, I guess we still do, right? We get left with the Iron Apprentice, I suppose. Like, it's not the greatest thing in the world, but yeah, it's something. Ugh. Let's go here first. That can definitely stay. Alright, let's attack. Alright, Brawler and whatever ridiculous thing comes behind it. Oh. That, okay. It's gonna be a 6-power Duder, but that's reasonable, I guess. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Like, I am playing around every wrong card right now, having no clue what the opponent's doing. I think whatever I'm doing includes just killing Railway Brawler at this moment. Because nothing else makes a whole lot of sense. So I'm going to do this and attack. Could make this unblockable here too, but I'm probably just going to try to crack a map after the fact. Wow, so I guess you could take out 2 creatures? Okay. That worked out better than expected. And now I get to fling this and kill a Railway Brawler? Well, that was not on my bingo card, y'all. Yeah, not gonna lie, that combat went a whole different direction than I thought it was going to. I thought they might double block, and then either you double block or you let it through, is what I'm thinking is going to happen there. But the fact that they single blocked and I got to kill the Railway Brawler, that's awesome. Goldvein Hydra for 1 million. You got it. Not much I'm going to do about that, unfortunately. Let's just do this. Make a bigger Ginger Brute. I guess I'll have to pay to make it unblockable here. Yeah, that can just stay, I guess. Actually, I should have put it on the bottom. Alright. We'll attack with those, knowing they'll block the 2/2, and then we can put those counters on a Ginger Brute, and we're just going to hope they can't kill Ginger Brute here. Is what this is all about. I mean, they're playing green, so they might have a way to kill it. But go for the throats, cut downs won't do it right now. They're checking their graveyard. That's a little concerning. Their deck's wild, though. But the thing is, if we can connect with Ginger Brute, we have the other 3 damage already. Plus, we can get 2 from just Soul Cauldron, or 1 from Soul Cauldron. Alright, so they're just playing Dread Knight out, right? They're taking damage to... Yeah, that's going to be ball game. We're just not going to block. And then we'll make this unblockable. Man, Ginger Brute had to carry all the water in this one. Oh, yeah. Because I just talked about earlier that that dude has haste, right? We knew that. Alright, we're going to play this. And probably end up putting counters on Thrill Seekers. But I'm just going to end the turn so we can see what we need to do first. They have a ton of mana, so they could play like a giant Gold Vein Hydra here and just win. Yeah, if they have a Gold Vein Hydra, it's going to come in for like a 15-15 or actually probably like a 20-20 here. Okay, Well-Ray Brawler, and then you still get to play a big thing that's going to have quadruple counters or whatever. That is not going to do it. Funny thing is, even if they just have a Hydra, it's still almost enough to kill us, right? Oh, that gets haste too, though. That's funny. That's annoying. Alright. Wasn't even thinking about that. Alright, I've kind of got to do this before the Railway Brawler triggers go off. What else you got with that last 3? Okay, we're good. I almost goofed that up, but looks like we're going to get there. That's a giant Glissa, though. Yeah, we're not blocking. And then we just play this, make this unblockable. Yep, that'll do it. Wow. Whew. All of that with Ginger Brute. Really, that game, I think, came down to the turn where they single blocked with Samit, realistically. So I guess sort of. I mean, we could have still blocked a future creature and flung stuff or whatever. But yeah, definitely ended up different though. Alright, I guess we're keeping. Not totally sure what we're doing. I mean, maybe they'll forget our Ginger Brutes and Sir Gingers can sack for food. That would be our best hope, but I don't think that's going to happen. It's usually where they plot something. But they might be aware that we got food and they don't want to let us have it. Nope, we're raging. No, we're not even raging. Well, we are. It's just the other rage. It's Felonious Rage. Okay. If we were to play Ozolith here, I think I'm supposed to play this. And then I'm sacking... What are the odds of them getting something back out of the yard? I guess I'm sacking Soul Cauldron. Sacking, discarding, but you know. Alright. And then I'm just playing Sentinel next turn. Maybe not discarding a card to Inti. Alright, we're not blocking, opponent. You got the cards, you got the cards. Sure. I assume both these creatures were not going to survive for that long, so that's okay. No surprises lost there. Gonna keep attacking here. I mean, not really the strategy you want to do is trying to keep going attack for attack against a red deck, but while we have the advantage and hopefully can make them spend their burn spells on our creatures, maybe we'll have a shot here. Alright, they're going digging. And opponent does not attack. All right, I'm gonna do this. All right, so they don't even have an instant here, so that's good to know. And I guess we're attacking. I mean, they might have something that targets their creature. Nope. All right. I mean, now they have to start killing creatures before they can even attack. Otherwise, Sir Jinder's gonna get to work and gain too much life. Alright, we can live with this. I mean, they get to draw a card. If it's a land and they can still play a spell, that could be something. Alright, we're at 10. I mean, Slick Shot by itself can still kill people, so this could be real. Regardless. Alright, let's, man, counter here? Don't need that. Alright. Oh, that's excellent if we can get that far. Counter on you. And attack. Alright, opponent's at 3. I mean, there's a lot of ways we die to a Slick Shot here, so this is probably just game. They've got a full hand and they haven't been playing lands hardly this game. So 3 spells is 6, 7. Yeah, it won't take much. If any one of those does any damage. Assuming they're 1 mana spells. Or 2 mana spells that deal like 3 damage and then something else. Malcolm, not quite going to do it. Does have haste though. Alright, bouncing Surge Ender. But they actually can't attack here. They're just on blocking duty. But they... Oh no, Malcolm can block Gingerbrute because he has haste. Actually, they both have haste. What am I talking about? Doesn't matter though, because we have this on top. Not that they knew that. Yep. Alright, cool, cool. Alrighty, what do we got going on here? Gingerbrute, yeah, sure, we're rocking this. Just have to decide if I'm going to play Inti next turn or not. Well, if we do, she's just dying anyway, probably. But, whatever. In for a penny, in for a pound. Let's go. I'm probably just going to... you know what? This is mono red. We might just need 3 life in a pinch. Let's get rid of this Iron Apprentice. Oh, that hurts, though. That hurts to lose. Ah, that did not feel good. Alright. There's a Slick Shot and a Ruckus. There's a pile of damage already next turn. Oh, no, 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 no. I should have played the Gingerbrute and got in there. Gosh dang it. Ruckus I could get rid of, possibly. Oh, I messed up by not playing that Gingerbrute. Alright, I'm gonna get rid of Soul Cauldron. Okay, Teeth and Wormlet, not bad. If we're gonna get stuck playing something after the fact, Wormlet is probably the card we wanted. At least we get an extra point and maybe make it a little more difficult on the opponents. We'll see. In the turn. And Inti's a legend, so we can still Beseiju for 1 if we need to save a point somehow, but we still wouldn't kill them. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Even if we had another Gingerbrute, would be 9, 10. Which, if we'd hit him with another Gingerbrute earlier, would have been 1 point less, and we possibly could have killed him with the Foundry attacking. Now, we're going to have to struggle to figure all this out. Opponent's doing some math, so it looks like they might be trying to figure out how they can kill us here. Yep, that makes a lot of sense. Yep, we expected that. It's just what comes next is the question. If they don't play a land, I'm tempted to not use this either. Yeah, no blocks. I guess it's rage time. Yep. So then the question becomes, can we just not die, or can we somehow kill the opponent this turn? Not with an Inti. We needed another artifact there. So we could do 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Or we could do 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And try to draw exactly one of the other Thrill Seekers. Because then I could make that big enough to... I guess that's our plan. Oh, and we have to tap this to gain the 3 life. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Alright, so here's going to be the game plan. We're going to do this. Since this won't kill them either way. Get rid of the spare Inti. Put the counter on, I guess, on Inti herself. Why not? Okay, only got a land. So that's a problem. But my thought was this still allows us to sacrifice a Ginger Brute for 3, and we could possibly block and see if we just don't die. Alright, so they're going to shock us. They're going to shoot us. So I have to risk giving them a land here, which is gross. Oh no, we're dead. No, because we'll go to 1. To 2. Okay. This is what this plan was all about, I guess. Block? God, we need him to not have a 1-mana thing in hand, though. But I think this is the only way we don't die. Gotta hope they don't have it. We only drew a land anyway. If they do, we're dead anyway. We can't do anything about it. So, if you got it, congrats. Go into 8. Oh, looks like they don't. We go to 2. Anything? Ooh, boy. Oh, we're going to be at 1 life against Mono Red. That's so sick. Oh, you love to see it. You love to see it. Oh, that was so good. And actually, some of you may be wondering why I did what I did. Like, by getting rid of the enchantment that was on it, or the enchantment counter from the Rage, it allowed me to block with no trample damage going through is what was going on there. So, I mean, the other option is I could have, like, double blocked, but then there still would have been enough damage go through, so it just wasn't worth it. But, like, yeah, that was, whoo, very, very tight one. I played to as many outs as I could. I just had to hope they'd already spent all their 1-mana instants. And fortunately, we got lucky that they had. If they'd had anything else, we would have been dead. But, man, sometimes it works out that way. Just going down to 1 and then being able to come back against Mono Red always feels good. Oh, man. All right. You know, overall, oddly, I say oddly, one of the best cards in the deck actually is Voldaren Thrill Seeker in this version. Just getting something to like a 5 or a 7 is like enough just to punch through if it's a Ginger Brute, or just being able to fling something big to finish them, or even just put counters on a Gold Vein Hydra if you think it's going to die, right? So it does a lot of work in this build, which I actually like a lot. Another thing that's interesting is actually Gold Vein Hydra, right? Being able to play it early is fine. You get a couple of treasure, or late, it's going to be the card that you use to finish against the mid-range control decks and stuff. If anything, the only thing I wish this deck had was maybe 1 or 2 less Iron Apprentice, potentially. Not that this card's garbage or anything. It does fine, and it's still an artifact for the Wormlet, and, you know, it's doing some work. But if we were to cut, like, 2 Iron Apprentice and 1 Ozolith to play maybe, like, I don't know, 2 Atsushi, which is still reasonable to try to counter or cast, this could be pretty good for us and give us another way to get cards and stuff, because you really don't have anything in this deck. Like, once the game goes late, unless you already have your creature lands or you get to top deck a Gold Vein Hydra, you really don't have a lot going on. And that's the one downside to this list. You're going to be susceptible to things like Temporary Lockdown and Early Path of Peril. You know, you just don't have much that holds up after one of those early sweepers, or even a mid-game sweeper, right, if the game is close. But something like this that could come over the top or could let you get extra cards would be pretty good, especially in best of one. So if you want to make that change, I would say maybe cut 1 or 2 Iron Apprentice, because it still leave you 10 1-drops, and cut probably 1 Ozolith and add in a couple of Atsushis and something else. I think would actually be more than fine. Just say 2 Atsushis and another Sentinel or whatever, something in the 3 mana range, because you are light on land, you don't want to go crazy. But those are just my thoughts there. I think it could use just a little bit of extra firepower, would be kind of nice. Or if you want to get crafty, play a couple of, what's her name? Arlen. Because Arlen's always good if you're worried about having stuff against the control decks. So that you play your creatures at instant speeds, you can get kind of tricky there. Especially would be fun doing some tricks with Voldaren Thrillseeker. But that's something else you can consider as well. But just putting some ideas out there. People sometimes say, do you have other suggestions for whatever? I'm going to start leaving suggestions at the end of the video. So let me know down in the comments if you like that idea. If I have suggestions or thoughts or whatever to leave replacement cards here, even if they're not in the final deck list. Because I did it once or twice and I haven't really made it a thing, but I'm thinking about making it a thing. So y'all let me know. Anyway, the deck list, as it was originally posted, is what I'm going to put up. So you've got 4 Teething Wormlet, 4 Ginger Brute, 4 Iron Apprentice, 2 NT, 4 Ozolith, 4 Quirion Beastcaller, 2 Agatha Soul Cauldron, 2 Sir Ginger, 4 Voldaren Thrillseeker, 3 Sentinel, the Nameless City, 4 Gold Vein Hydra, 2 Mountain, a Sekinjin, 2 Beseiju, 5 Forest, 4 Copperline Gorge, 4 Carplusion Forest, 2 Rockfall Vale, 3 Mishra's Foundry, and as we found out, this actually does hold up in best of one, which is super cool. And if you like decks that are a little bit different, we went crazy with all the best Naya Legends and went, you know what, let's play Annie Joins Up and some crazy cards and see if we can make it work. And it did. But that's all I have for you for now. We'll see you next time.